My name is Nancy Sharp, and I'm the CEO of Food for Thought Enterprises. And we're a special event company. Half of our company works on premier special events on the large side, on the operational large side. And then the other half of our company is a management company, and we manage cafe concepts in office buildings and museums, golf courses, and higher ed. I started in the restaurant business when I was in high school, helping my family pay the bills, and have always been on the food side of the business and the hospitality end. Worked in hotels, worked for catering companies, worked for restaurants, ran catering companies, ran big departments within hotels. So I stayed within that space, and then eventually opened our own company. I went to University of South Florida, and why I was going to school full-time, I was running a restaurant full-time with about 60 employees, and I never quite finished my accounting class, but I learned much more in the trenches at this restaurant, working with the controller and the bookkeeper, than I did in the accounting class. I learned more practical experience, so it was a very interesting time. It was a Chinese restaurant. So most of everyone in the kitchen, no one spoke English. And the boss would go off and take a vacation for months at a time, and I would run the restaurant. So it was always very interesting. It was about 250-seat restaurant, and very busy, very well respected, and very high end. So it was a great experience. It was a great experience, too, that the boss let me do it my way, left me on my own, which can be a scary thing, and at the same time, it can be the best learning you ever have, because you have to answer the questions. You have to figure out solutions, and you have to motivate people to get things done. I enjoyed the learning part of my career when I was working for hotels. It taught me a skill set. It taught me discipline, taught me to read P&Ls, taught me the money side of the game, and all the technical skills it taught me. It also taught me how to manage people. In some instances, some of the mentors that I had taught me how to manage people. But after you learn all those things, then there's two choices: either to remain as an employee and build your career, or to go out on your own. And I always liked the freedom of building my own thing. It took me from my teens to 30 to really feel that I had the knowledge, that I had enough opening experience, I had enough startup experience. I had been through enough different types of positions, different types of titles, managing different amounts of people. I had learned to read a P&L by then, so I understood how money flowed through the business, which when you're an entrepreneur or a professional manager, most people go into business because they love baking pies. I love going into business because I like to see the money flow through, and oh, by the way, I bake pies. So it depends on what approach you take to your business. Some of them are technical masters at actually, in our business, cooking and love the center of the plate. They oftentimes need to partner with a financial manager who can understand how money runs through their business so they can keep making their pies. I went into the business with more of the P&L experience and used food as my vehicle to put both sides together. So I hire top-notch culinarians. So I approach the business from a little different, more like a professional manager. Life is about change, and life is about embracing change. And so right off the bat, no matter where you start, you will not stay. And every 2 or 3 years, whatever your passion is, build on it. Every 2 or 3 years, morph yourself into the next opportunity. Spend 1 year learning your technical trade, spend the next year really contributing to the company and providing the results that the boss wants to see, and the 3rd year, start asking the boss for the next opportunity. Every time you ask for the next opportunity, positioning yourself after creating results, the boss will always take a chance on you to give you that next step. So if you're passionate about math, become an engineer. If you're passionate about, I have a young girl who is absolutely passionate about countries and history. And so her natural, I think I'll be a history teacher. I said, why don't you go run one of the top-notch travel agencies that do international travel, go to work for National Geographic and do international travel. So history is a wonderful thing because you know so much about countries. Your natural tendency is to follow whatever your mother told you to do. But there are too many opportunities to follow for women to follow traditional roles anymore. And those traditional roles oftentimes dead end and don't lead you far enough through your journey. So I would always break a little glass and look at the world from a different point of view. And I would look at the world, and I would not look at the small little town or big city in your state or your state alone. I would look at the world to look to see what is going on and where opportunities are. Building your career is very, very important, and learning the technical skills you need to build your confidence so that you actually know in your heart and your soul, I get it. There's always more to learn after you think you get it. And know that your life goes in, I don't know, maybe 3 to 5 to 7 year cycles, and be ready for the change. And don't blame where you are for the change you're going through. Oftentimes when people say, it's time for me to, I hate this company, it's time for me to move on, no one's recognized me. I think more importantly, you should look in the mirror and not blame the company, but realize that you're going through a change. It's okay. Embrace it, do the right thing, don't burn any bridges, and go to the next place. Don't spend a lot of time looking back, spend more time looking forward. I can't speak enough about being recognized within any company or even in your classroom situation. Produce results. Do the right thing. Do the right thing for the boss and the owner. So change never stops. It doesn't stop. And learning to embrace it and know that it's coming is really important. And molding it so that it satisfies you is very important as well. You'll always have a defining act or multiple acts in your life. More importantly, overcoming it is where you learn, is where you have to look in the mirror and learn to get past whatever you're going through. So life will never be perfect, but it's a hell of a lot of fun.